All right, Kenman here. Today, we're continuing with the Kenman Pick Series 2023. Before we start, I am not sponsored by anyone, and I purchase everything at retail price. I do these videos because I love discussing knives and sharing info and ideas with others. If you have any questions or thoughts, please feel free to comment below. All right. I'm going to make it into a playlist right there for my Kenman Pick series. I did one for knives under $30. I've done one from $30 to $40. And I've done one from $40 to $50. I kept looking at stuff and wanted to keep the grouping small. Wasn't sure how I was going to go up with my ranges, and long story short, here we are at the 50 to 60. Man, I have a lot of knives to go over. But to recap, basically, I'm going through knives that are in the $50 to $60 range that I know I've used, and I'm pretty happy with the performance that they've given me so far. Some of them newer than others, but ones that I want to showcase that I would recommend that if you were looking for something in that price range, it's something that would be good. I'm also not putting all my personal favorites. I could just put a pile of CJRB button locks out here in most of the groups, or I don't know. Excuse me. But I want to try to throw out variety so people can also see, because you'll have a different style. Do you like bigger? You like smaller? You like micarta? Do you like copper? You know, here we are, covering some bases. So yeah, they're just ones that I've used that I can say that if you were to get one in the same condition that this one is in, that it could be worth having and worth spending your money on, and could enjoy it if it looks like something that's in your style. Make sense? All right. First one, the Civivi Dogma. As all of these that I'm going to show, they're going to have different available things. Price is going to change. So when I made this, that's what these prices are. And in the future, they're not going to be the same. They might not be available. Remember that and take that with what it is and whatever. Today, the Civivi Dogma. This is in copper and D2 steel on the blade. Really cool kind of setup. The copper makes it significantly heavier than the ones that are not in copper. This one is going to cost you $50. It's got a liner lock, nice flipper tab action. There's also that fuller on there. You can get your hand in there and flick them out really good. Very nice, fun, slicey knife, thin knife. This cuts paper like crazy. Easy to get into that liner lock. Like I said, in this particular case, I thought the copper was really cool. Let's get in a nice close-up. Those details. But it adds some serious weight. This knife is heavy versus the non-copper scaled version is going to be light. And so, whoops, there's your fail. If that's something that you're interested in, you could consider a different scale. It might actually even be a little cheaper than the copper one. But Civivi Dogma, $50. Not a bad knife. Next up, CJRB. I love CJRB. I love button locks. Watch this. Do I need to say any more? It's just smooth. It's fantastic. Righties or lefties. I'm a lefty, but you just saw me doing it in the lefty. I'm actually going to have less smooth looking work in my right hand, but it's fantastic knife. I would say that the thumb stud kind of rides in a little tight, but I mean, you can get your thumb in there good. I can flick that out with that finger pretty easily. So, I mean, it's fantastic. CJRB makes awesome button locks. Like I said, I could fill up a couple different of these categories with just CJRB button locks. So it's tough for me to kind of go through. You know, I wanted to get the logo in that last one, but I was going to put it in this one, and then I realized it's cheaper than this. It was in the lower category. It's kind of one of those things. There's just so many. So I just got to showcase a few. Here we are. CJRB Cord. G10 scale. Got a nice feel to it, nice little texture. AR RPM 9 steel. And this is a bigger knife too. This is larger size. If you want something that's got some beef to it, but you got that button lock, that fidget factor of 1,000,000 on this one. $55 for the CJRB Cord. Sweet knife. All right. Kuby. This is the Kubey Ruckus. Now, the Kubey Ruckus comes in several different varieties. The one I have is the more expensive one, so this is kind of a cheap. Mine was like $64 would be retail for this because it has the G10 scale, but then it also has this copper bolster, so that kind of is an added little bonus. But the base one that I don't have to show, but if I would show that one. It's $55 for that Kubey Ruckus. That's going to have just a G10 scale and AUS 10 steel. So that thumb out works really good. You can do the flick out. It also has a little front flipper. It's not very big, but it does work, as you can see. You can swap the pocket clip on pretty much all of these. That's one of my big selling factors since I am a righty. Can you swap the clip? This one, like I said, it's got some great action, got some good fidget factor. I really like the way the handle is on this, how it gets super thin right there. It's got an interesting feel. The jimps kind of ride up that spot for your thumb to kind of go. It's just a strange looking knife in like such a cool way, you know what I'm saying? Kubey Ruckus, $55, good fidget factor, good kind of a wow/weird factor. Fun knife. All right, now you really want to go. This is the one. Here it is. You want to just say, hey, I want a huge... What? What? Stop. It weighs like a ton. This thing is the Artisan Cutlery Proponent. Look at it. It takes up the whole screen. It's like a brick. It's huge. Artisan Cutlery Proponent. You have to be careful. If your finger's in the way of the weight of that blade, it's coming off. Wow. My I tell ya. All right, we got a G10 handle. This one you can get in a really, really nice, more expensive, like premium setup. But this one you can also get on this budget. G10 D2 steel on the blade. It comes with this pin that you can put in that spot right there, which basically, if you see, the blade has that hole and the handle has that hole. So when it's open and you screw this through there, you're essentially turning this into a fixed blade. Just a crazy knife. If someone wants something that's just ridiculous, just a beast that will also cut, it will also function, it will also pull your pants right off if you're not wearing a belt. You want someone to just smile and sit there and open it, or you're that type of person and that's what you're looking for, this is gonna tick that box. I tell you what. Artisan Cutlery Proponent, $59 in this configuration. Like I said, you could spend over $100 and get a really, really nice one if you want. But man, this thing is fantastic just as is. Tell you what. If you're looking for the beast, there it is. $59 buys you that monster. All right, the newest one on my list, and it's kind of controversial, Kaiser Bugai. I have some videos. I had some issues with the first Bugai. And what happened is, you know, that's just kind of one of those things. Companies make a lot of knives, and every once in a while they're going to make one that just has some issues, right? That just, you got to accept it. This one does not. Look at this drop. It's stupid. The flick out is easy. It's almost effortless, but it still has that, see, It still has a breakaway, so it's not like it just falls out. I have this tight. It's centered nicely, but man, it just flicks out. It's smooth. And then this drop, this is what's crazy. Bam. It just feels so good. When you get a knife that is heavier and it does that, you're kind of getting this, well, there's your fail. You're getting this action simulated because of the weight of the blade. But this doesn't have a heavy blade. But man, that feels... Sorry, here we go. It feels great. It just feels... Woo! I can't... What's my problem? It's a really fun knife. Like I said, I haven't had this one that long, and that first one was issues. But this one, I'm not having those issues, other than it appears that when I'm looking at my camera and not down here, and I keep opening it, and I'm talking out loud. Talking out loud? Yep. Anyway, I haven't had it that long, but since I've gotten the one that's in good shape, it opens fantastic, and the drop action is great. It just feels really good. Kizer Bugai. We have a micarta handle that I love the way it feels. There's some nice chimps right there. I am definitely a micarta guy. I really like the way this one looks. It's got this interesting weathered, I don't know, they call it black, but it's kind of dirty, brownish tan. I love it. 154 cm blade, which is really nice as well. That just drops shut and flips out. Could do it all day. Could do it all day. Kizer Bugai, $55 for that knife. Super fun, super cool, great steel. Excellent. This is the last one on the list. What do we have? 12 minutes? Not too bad. Miguron Velona. Oh, $57 right now for this. There is a premium as well that's over $100. I would consider getting it if I didn't have so many on my list, and I don't already have this, and this isn't already fantastic, because it is. Flipper tab, slam shut, snappy, fun. Oh, that's fun action. It doesn't quite have that drop shut the same, but it does pretty good. But what is fun is there's something about when you just give it a twist, it just slips down like that, and I could just sit there and flip it down like that all day. Great, large, bigger knife. You can choke up on it, get up like this. The spine has a curved top. Ooh. Miguron Velona titanium pocket clip. 14C28N blade steel. $57. That's fantastic. This is like top pick in this price range right now. I really love this knife. Miguron Velona is probably hitting fast in my top 5. If not, it probably is in my top 5. It's fun. It's snapsy outsies, flicksies, teasies. I can't talk anymore. I'm sorry. But yeah, fun knife to mess around with. It looks really nice. I thought about dyeing this, but I do kind of like this Stormtrooper just white and black look. So I'm going to consider leaving this the titanium pocket clip. I've been doing those too, but I'm not going to anodize that. Like I said, I think I might just leave this one Stormtrooper. If I were to ever buy one of the really nice ones in the future, then I would maybe consider doing some dye with that one or something. But for now, I'm going to leave it as is. Let's get them all out. Kenman picks. $50 to $60 range for 2023. And that is only including knives that I currently own and currently have handled and have messed around with and can recommend if it's something you're interested in getting at this price point. Boom. What's everyone think? Like I said, there's going to be many knives in this price range that I have not covered that are fantastic. There's probably a bunch in here that are better than these. And you have to go by what I've got. That's what I'm doing. I'm going by only knives, like I said, that I personally own. So I could point out other ones. And like I said, I could also pick my favorites that could be all similar button locks. And it wouldn't be like this big beefy boy. But I want to try to cover a little bit. So, you know, everybody likes something different. And this way I can kind of showcase a few things in this range for different people. And kind of just what's out there in that range at this time. And just have fun talking about knives. I was only going to do 2 or 3 of these. What is this, the 4th one? I got 5, 6, 7 set up. Oh, man, I tell you. Next price range will be coming soon. That's going to be it for today. If you enjoy what you see, please hit that like button and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Helps me out, and I really appreciate it. Ooh. Stay sharp. We'll see you soon.